Hello, welcome. Today we will be looking at plant maintenance. The maintenance of your landscape is very important. You need to consider the waters, the fertilizer, aeration, edging, mulching, shrub planting, and maintaining your annuals and your perennials flowering beds. The investment in a well-designed landscape and a proper installation of plants is protected through proper maintenance. This is where a lot of people go wrong. They make this wonderful investment in the landscaping, but they do not maintain it. Many gardens do not attain the appearance envisioned by the landscape designer until the plants have time to mature. Aiding those plants in their healthy maturation requires attentive and knowledgeable maintenance. Sustaining care of planting. Design requires maintenance, as we said earlier. Specify plant effect. General maintenance program should be set up. Less frequent care will be required if it is done correctly. Watering. Supplement watering depends on the region. Initial watering promotes deep root development. Water requirements, infrequent and deep watering. Look out for the plants. Plant them in areas where they will need little or no water depending on your design. Fertilizer. Trees will grow without fertilization. Shrubs will respond to proper fertilization. Fertilization in trees, you can actually drill a hole and add dry fertilizer to it or use an injection for liquid fertilizer. Another form of maintaining your landscape is with the aeration of the soil. Usually this is with a very large lawn, or it could be a homeowner's lawn. The soil becomes very compact over the season when you have a lot of mowing going on. So either in the spring or the fall, most times it is best done in the fall, where you will have your soil rotated in such a way using either a spade, air spade, vertical mulching, or, radial trenching in order to allow your soil to breathe healthily. As you continue to care for your planting, you want to use mulching. Mulching is an extended form of maintenance. It helps the plant to retain the moisture in the soil. It keeps down the weeds, and what you will want to avoid is too much mulch, because when you do that, you end up killing the plants, and that's not what you want. So use mulch carefully. There are various colors of mulch, a very wide area. Some people would like the red mulch, some would like the brown, some would like the black mulch. Ask your client what they would like and use them carefully. You will also want to make sure that you mulch twice a year, in the spring and in the fall. Maintenance of your landscape looks very attractive with different mulch, and fresh mulch on it makes the landscape pop. Etching is one of those techniques within landscaping design that helps to make the landscape look very professional. You want a sharp line separation between the turf line where your grass is growing into your flower beds. You want that separation to occur to look very, very neat and tidy, because you do not want the grass growing into your flower beds and you have a whole different weeding process going on there. So make sure you look out for the natural way where you create a V between the garden bed and your turf line, or you can get some plastic strips or steel or concrete that will give you an edge control between the grass and your garden bed. There are three parts judgment call to pest control. There are potential or actual extent of pest damage, quality expectation, and tolerance level. There are also environmental ramifications for these. As you continue to look at these pest controls, look for the restriction or guidelines by the laws, appropriate products, and the formulation. Make sure that they are approved by the state colleges of agriculture. Get copies of it. They're mostly available from a reputable source. Maintaining your flowers. There are ways in which you can plant your flowers where you strategically look for plants that will flower in such a way that insect will go to that plant, and you get another group of flowers where another insect will go to that plant. So within your flower bed you have the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so these plants are actually producing flowers where several insects will go to, and they will eat the bad ones and help your plants not to have the diseases that you are going to be struggling with. So they create their own environment of protection and maintenance within the planting bed. Make sure you take a good look at it throughout the growing season to maintain them, and during the winter time you can store your plants in your greenhouse. As you continue to maintain your flower beds, there will be weeds. So how do you control these weeds? You might want to use some herbicide application that are out there, the pre-emergence and the post-emergence. And then within these flower beds, there are chemicals also that are very selective. Make sure you have someone who is trained to be able to come and apply the chemicals to your flower beds, because there are some chemicals that will only kill the weeds and leave the flower alone. But you need someone who really does know what they're doing and they are certified to deal with chemicals. After working so hard, you may wonder sometimes why the plant's dying. That's because people forget to water. You go back to your client's place and you find that all the plants are dead, and they think, we need to give this plant back to you, when in fact there is nothing wrong with that plant except they have not watered that plant. So watering is very important. You should water frequently and deeply. You think there has rain and so we shouldn't water because we just had this rain, but really it rained but it did not soak the roots of the plant. So you need to really get out there and water regularly and deeply. That's one of the joy of doing maintenance. Fertilization in annual plants can occur within the midsummer time. Bulbs should be fertilized immediately after flowering, and non-bulbous perennials, if possible, in the early spring. Make sure that your plants are dead-headed. You want to remove those dead flowers as much as possible throughout the season, and that helps it to grow with vigor and more will keep coming. You want to deadhead your roses as well as your petunias and geraniums. And the secret of the plants looking beautiful throughout is deadheading those plants. Also, with your colliers, you want to do a lot of pinching back so the plants will have this really bushy effect to it and healthy, and people wonder why the plant's looking so beautiful, and that will be the secret. In summary, oftentimes maintenance is one of the most laborious and intensive aspects of the project, and in the past it was usually undertaken by the homeowner. But it became very intensive for the homeowners. They decided that they would be calling onto landscape companies to do the maintenance. It is a lot of work, and you have to be ready to take on the maintenance and make the place looks like a showcase. So in summary, this is what we have for plant maintenance. Enjoy your time. Look forward to you next time.